Hi, class. Today, for my special occasion speech, I'm going to be talking about my little brother. My little brother, Jeremy, is 10 years old currently, and he is my little bundle of joy. The reason why I'm going to be talking about him today is because he was a little surprise to me and my family. For the longest time, my brother, Juanito, him and I are 3 years apart, and like I said, for the longest time, it was just him and I, just by ourselves. So one day, little backstory about my little brother. Um, I found out that my mom was pregnant, and 10 years later, here he is. Um, about him, a little bit, is that we didn't really expect him to be a part of our family per se, just because I really thought my parents were done about having kids. And so once we found out that we were having a little brother, we were honestly kind of a little sad just because, like, or a little mad because we thought we were just going to be the only two and not have like a third brother, sister, whoever, whatever it was going to be at that time. And so for the longest time, I was kind of mad because I was just like, wow, we're having another kid or like gonna have another sibling. And I really thought that I was just gonna be the older one and my little brother, and that was it. Like, we were gonna have what we needed to have, um, per se, of being spoiled. And so then when it came to the day of where my brother came out, and I was actually really happy, even though I was 10 years old at the time, and that was a long time ago now. But I was really happy. Um, well, when Jeremy was born, he actually had a hole in his heart, and so he had to be in the hospital just for a little longer, just due to that. But eventually, he finally came out okay. And then now, being at that age, I actually had to take care of him too. So it was kind of cool just being that big sister and taking care of a kid with my mom and, I guess, what you say, and my dad. But it like helps me a lot, and it helped me be more responsible and take on roles that I needed to be as the older sibling, and just to show my younger brother, like, look, this is what we need to do, um, as far as being the older sibling. So a couple years later, now that he's 10, he actually got diagnosed with a speech impediment, and he's a little bit he's known as like a special kid, just due to he can't talk right or anything. He can't say full sentences on his own, so he has to go to a speech therapist and everything with school. So that kind of took a big toll on my parents and me as well, just to see that my brother and I, we weren't like that, and just to see our youngest brother to go through that process. And honestly, he did get bullied in school, and he still does now, just because of the way he is, and that's not okay. And that showed me a lot as like an older sister, that wow, like, my little brother's going through that and I never went through that, and I don't like that feeling, because I wish that I had have gone through that instead of him. No older sibling would want their little sibling to go through that. Um, so the reason why I'm talking about this speech is, like I said, he's a little special person to us. Like, he's something that I would not want out of my life. And I'm so happy that he's a part of our family, and that he's actually getting better with what he's doing as a kid, like in school and everything. And I love him to death, and I wouldn't trade him for the world, and so glad he's part of our family. And that is the reason why I talked about him today. And everybody else, like, in my family loves him, and so glad that my parents did have another kid. And now it's just the five of us in a house, and I love it. I absolutely love it. Wouldn't trade it for the world. Thank you for listening to my speech today about my brother.